Hello and welcome back. Now, obviously, in case you haven't figured out, Harrow has been released. And here is Harrow. We have a new frame with two new weapons, and obviously with a new frame and two new weapons, we always get weird and wacky, wonderful mechanics. Or in this case, just weird. Harrow, he has 4 new shiny abilities. Condemn. You throw chains out. Chains stop enemies where they are, and it also replenishes your shields into your overshields, utilising his unique passive of double overshield cap. Penance. This is a peculiar one. Basically, whatever shield you've got, you get your weird incense stick out and you beat yourself with it, which consumes 100% of your current shield. Okay. So his shield that you've worked so hard to get, you press 2 and it goes. Cheers. After that, every bit of damage you deal will heal you depending on your power strength. If you have allies within range, it heals them as well. I'm still trying to figure out whether it's your damage or their allied damage within range that heals them. A bit more player test is required for that. But really, it's not too much of a good heal. Durable is sort of like his EV, but this is dependent on your power strength and your efficiency, how it works. The more efficiency you have and the more power strength you have, the more channeling you could get in. It's weird. Basically, you channel it and a little counter comes up, and the higher this counter gets, every time you kill an enemy, that's how much you get your energy return by. It's a bit weird, it's a bit wacky, it can work, but it's up to you whether you decide to use it. Solo wise, it's not much point. Just utilise Xenuric and ignore your 2 and 3 and just use 1 and 4, crowd control, invulnerability and damage buff, essentially. Now for the final ability, and this is actually one that's actually pretty darn annoyed me. You protect nearby allies as well as yourselves, making them immortal, essentially. However, this does not last very long, at all. In order to actually get it to last a relatively okay, and I'm using okay loosely, I'm talking about 16 seconds, you need to max out your duration. That's your invulnerability period. You then get a damage buff period, which works out to be 1% per 10% of strength you have. So if you have 10% strength, you get 1% of a critical bonus. However, do not be afraid to nuke your power strength when you utilise this ability. Why? Because it doesn't really play too much of a part. It caps out at plus 50% at its base sort of value, and plus 200% when you get a headshot, and that's it. It's not really affected by... The only part of it that really affects power strength is how quick you stack it up. That's it. That's all it is. But really, in general, he is an amazing support frame. He's really not cut out for solo play, and he's really not cut out for, I want to say, end game play, but I have played in a sort out team during end game, and he does do really well. His crowd control is pretty darn good, especially if you can get some range on there. He really does help out your team with healing, invulnerability periods, damage periods, energy. Annoyingly, he has no way of really getting a lot of damage out there by himself, because the way he's been sort of made, you have to use Scourge and Knell, but that can possibly change up, and I do see a few changes happening in the future. But anyway, for the time being, the build I've gone for is Corrosive Projection, obviously, Cunning Drift, Primed Vigor, Vitality, Narrow-Minded, Prime Flow, Prime Continuity, Transient Fortitude, Constitution Overextended. This might seem like a bit of a weird build, but efficiency I'm not too worried about. It's all about the range and duration. But anyway, that's me. Thank you very much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Ta-ta!